Brendan? Yes, Brendan. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Good morning. How is everyone this morning? I saw a couple of this. Well, we hope to change that today. Trust we will change that today. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. It is the first Sunday of the month, so as we are doing this, if you are celebrating a birthday or an anniversary this month, the month of October, Susan will come and meet you with a ballot that you can fill out for our draw later. So, let's kick it off. It's an easy song if you want to stand up and dance and move. You'll catch on very quickly. You ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening.
So there's two parts there, right? The first part goes when it comes back around in the music.
I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of
Keep singing
the
that part.
one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening.
And if it calls to you to sing the other part over this, here we go.
Luminous love light of the one. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one.
All right. Oh, you can be seated if you want. If you want to stand, that's okay too, I suppose. Whatever you want to do, we're open to whatever you want this day to be for you, because this day is all about you. This day is about the you that you are, the truth of who you are, the inner knower within each and every one of us. There is that power, this one infinite power that is the power of the universe that we are all immersed in, we're all a part of it, that there's no separation between this power and who we are. We're utilizing this power as the outflow of our lives. And so that's what we're here to celebrate today here at the Center for Spiritual Living. It is such a pleasure to have you join us here this morning. I'm grateful to every single one of you for showing up. I'm grateful to everyone who's joined us online. And I am grateful to anyone who's joining us for the first time today. Grateful to know that you've decided to bring your consciousness to this experience and to have a different experience. And hope you enjoy it today. So we're going to have some inspiration and wisdom and insight from our practitioner of the day, a glorious light in this center and in this world. And I'm so grateful for everything that she brings to me in terms of inspiring me all the time. And so I know that she will inspire you, and I trust in the flow. So here, please welcome Carmen Noseworthy.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Yes. 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 It's contagious, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So, this morning, I am using a quote from this beautiful book, Working with the Law, by Raymond Holliwell. The quote, press it again. I was trying to go live on Facebook. Apparently, it's not working. Okay, anyway, my quote this morning for you. It is no use to desire a thing unless you expect to get it. Because expectation is the drawing force of the mind which acts in the invisible realm. Expectation is the excited calm, the confident conviction that what we seek will come. This is the mental equipment, and it's the inner power that we all have, right? And you know what? We are simply asked to cooperate with this principle. That's it. Just cooperate. It asks us to say yes. Yes is the invitation to sacred love to guide us into the fulfillment of those desires. Your desire is life itself, just waiting to express itself and experience itself through you. That's why you have the desire. Your desire matters to the evolving unfoldment of life. So how many of you are sitting on desires and dreams and putting them off because you're scared, or you don't think you have enough, or you don't think you're good enough? I know I've been. I have put off setting up my own business, Inner Power Playground, for 10 years. 10 years. Can anyone relate to that? Been putting off a dream for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Well, at the beginning of this year, I decided I'm simply saying yes to trust this impulse of life, this impulse of my soul. And I also decided to trust it because I decided to trust and know another very simple fact, that I matter. That I matter. And that this desire, this dream, matters to life itself and wants to come through me. And the moment you decide yes is the moment that providence comes together and aligns and makes things happen. Everything lines up. People, places, stuff comes into your life. And our job is to just keep saying yes. Yes, thank you. All right? Yes builds our confidence. It builds our self-esteem. It builds momentum. It builds our trust. So find the people who support your dream. Find the people who will support you in thick and thin without judgment. Seek them out if they don't automatically come to you. That's what I did. I started a mastermind group. I gathered 4 awesome women who each have something different to bring to the table. We are like-minded, and we support each other through thick and thin. And trust me, I got some thick stuff going on. So but it's amazing to have that support. And through that support, you know, I put myself out there. I did a fabulous play shop in the spring. Yes, for those of you there, it was awesome. I've got my business logo done. I did my business cards. I got a Facebook page up. I'm starting my website. And it's just one little step at a time. Just say yes. Again, how many of you are depriving life to be fulfilled through you? Because you simply just haven't chosen and to understand and to know that you matter. That your desires and dreams matter to life. Say yes. Yes. What is just one step that you can take today? You don't have to see the whole staircase. You just need to take one step. Say yes, because there is no use in desiring anything unless you expect it to show up. Say yes. Expect it, because this desire is coming from sacred love. Say yes. Open the door. Fill yourself with wonder, with joy and awe. Again, there is no use desiring anything unless you expect it. Henry David Thoreau, if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. Fuel your desire. Yes, yes, yes. My affirmation today is I believe and trust my desires. Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to ask you to repeat that with me right now. It's in your pamphlets. It's online. I want to take a breath. I believe and trust my desires. Yes, yes, yes. One more time. I believe and trust my desires. Yes, yes, yes.
For that brilliance expressed. I believe and trust my desires. Yes, yes, yes. You mentioned something very interesting that I just want to elaborate on for a brief moment. If you're telling your dreams to other people, make sure that they are people who support your dreams and are not in judgment of them. It's very important. Otherwise, don't tell your dreams to anyone because they'll be very quick to tell you how you can't achieve them. Take a breath. Living in this moment, we go to that place of deep recognition, that place of deep remembrance of who we are, that infinite place of serenity. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul.
Please join me in affirmative prayer, affirming this deep connection with our soul, with spirit, with sacred love. For in every single moment, this is the connection of who and what we are, this deep, sacred soul love that is always saying yes. Always saying yes, always looking to express through us, to fulfill through each and every one of us these desires, these dreams, this beautiful spark of life that we all have, that is always saying yes. How can anyone ever tell us that we are anything less than beautiful? It is impossible, because that is not what we are. We are the most beautiful, brilliant love and light of the world. It is our holiness. It is our divinity. It is our sacredness. Let's allow it all. Let's everyone allow it to shine and say yes, yes, yes. This is the energy of love. This is the energy of greatness. And contained within this love and greatness is the sanctity of gratitude, of thank you for each other, for connecting to our source, for connecting to life. Everything is a great, big, gracious thank you. And as we do this, life says yes, and the law works, and things show up in our life, and it is magnificent and beautiful and awesome. Yes, yes, yes. These are the ideas that we take into our hearts today, right here, right now, and allow them to be expressed in their fullest. This is what I speak today. I know this is true for me, and I trust and know that each and every one of us here today and experiencing this says, yes, thank you. And together we can say, and so it is.
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How deeply you're connected to my
Thank you, Carmen.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes. I'm singing, so I will hold on to this for the moment.
I'm singing, so you know.
The song that we've chosen today as kind of the inspiration for what it is I'm going to talk about is one of my favorites. It was funny, we were in rehearsal this morning and he kept saying, do you want to sing it again? I said, I can sing this over and over and over and over and over again. I love this song. We introduced this at the Canadian New Thought Conference last year, and happy to sing it again today. So let's just do it. What do you say? Yeah, let's do it.
Just a sailor in a great big sea, searching for what's meant for me. And I thank my lucky stars every single day. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. When the storm begins to blow, and when I've lost my way back home, oh, there is an answer. Oh, there is a ripple to every wave, a rhythm to the days and nights, and all our thoughts that make the world go round, all our efforts multiply. Make a change and you will see, one small step is all we need. Oh, there is an answer. There is no difference between you and me. It lies beyond our history. And if we only take the time to see we're all we need, just take my hand and see me as a
brother.
Look inside and you will find love exists in every kind. Oh, there is an answer. Oh, there is an answer. Near or far, oh, I believe that love will find us there. And through the dark, oh, I believe that love will find us there. Oh, I believe that love will find us there. Oh, I believe that love will find us there. Oh, I believe that love will find us there. Oh, there is an answer. Ha ha ha. If I could get another go at that one chorus that I messed up, then that would be great. Nobody noticed, so I shouldn't talk about it. Yeah. It's one of those funny things, as a performer, you always beat yourself up more than anybody else ever would, because it's like, you don't know what I messed up, and I'm not going to tell you. So, there is an answer. Oh, there is an answer. That answer is the energy of love. Let's just start there. The answer to everything is the energy of love. And from that energy of love, which is the only creative power there is, all is born. Everything that exists is born of the energy of love. So just breathe that in. We start a new month this weekend, October. And we've been following the topics of the greater organization, the Centers for Spiritual Living. And this month's theme that many of the centers are utilizing is this: global transformation. Does that sound good? Yeah. Global transformation. I'm ready for the global transformation. That's not the whole topic. Global transformation through personal transformation. See, for us to affect the world, for us to experience global transformation, we must transform ourselves. That is primary. We must transform ourselves because we are the law of attraction in form. Everything that we experience is being attracted to us through the use of our mind. Do you believe that? Yes? I'm not asking too many rhetorical questions today. Do you believe it? All right, yes. Okay, so the topic for today is this: we believe in the direct revelation of truth through the intuitive and spiritual nature of the individual. And I was joking around this morning, I'm like, because it's so dry. It can be so dry. We believe in the direct revelation of truth through the intuitive and spiritual nature of the individual. And the answer is yes. This is what we teach. This is what we teach. That there's a direct revelation of truth that is inherent in each and every one of us. It's actually happening all the time. Many of us are aware of it. Many of us are not aware of it. I would say more of us are on the side of not being aware of it. And so our job through spiritual practice is to allow ourselves to become more aware of the intuitive nature that is the core of our being. And as we do this and align ourselves with the intuitive nature of this divine energy and allow it to flow more easily and effortlessly, and remember what I said earlier, it is the energy and flow of love, then everything shows up in our world accordingly because we attract to ourselves what it is we are. Ernest Holmes wrote this: "It is impossible to plumb the depths of the individual mind. It is impossible to plumb the depths of the individual mind. That is why the journey of spiritual practice never ends. It is a journey. We're not trying to get anywhere. I know many of us are like, oh, I want to reach nirvana. I want to go, like, I'm trying to come to that place where I'm fully immersed in the consciousness of heaven. Whatever it is that we're trying to get to, why not be there now through this understanding that it is impossible to plumb the depths of the individual mind? You know why that's true? He continues. Because the individual mind is not really individual. It is not individual, but individualized, he says. By the way, my back is all better. I don't know if you noticed. For those of you who weren't here last week, I was nursing a very severe lower back issue and could barely walk. But it's all better now because I plumbed the depths of my individual mind. At least I worked towards plumbing the depths of my individual mind. So, it is impossible to plumb the depths of the individual mind because the individual mind is not really individual, but individualized. So this is one of those concepts. I'm going to talk about concept first. This is one of those concepts in this philosophy that's really like people have a rough time grasping this. And I'll explain why people have a rough time grasping this, but I'm going to start with this idea. There is one mind. There's one mind. That's it. We call it consciousness, but there is one mind. It is a universal mind. It is infinite in its nature, but there is only one mind. Our mind, my mind, your mind, what we perceive as our individual mind, is a part of the whole. It is not separate from it. It is utilizing the creative process that the universal does in exactly the same way through the individual. So we create in exactly the same way that the universal energy creates. Okay? You going with me so far? Awesome. So we are immersed in this unlimited mind, and we are not separate from it. What you have known in your experience of life has all been born of the universal mind, through your individualization of it. And knowing comes to us in different ways. Knowing comes to us through learning. How many of you went to school? You learned things in school, I assume. The school of life. Yes, there is the school of life. How many of you had an experience where you were taught something by your parents? Yes, we were taught things by our parents. How many of you were taught things by being a part of a society? Were you taught things by your society? Do you still hold to those things as being truths or facts in your life? We learn that way, and that's totally fine. Be very aware of what you think you know and what you accept. Be aware of what you accept as truth for your life, because it may not all be in alignment with your highest good. Now, there's another way that we learn, and that is through intuition. That's a way we learn. How many of you have ever had the experience in life of something where it just came, you just knew something? There was no reason that you should have known it. There was nothing you can look to in your past that says, oh, well, I can see here where I learned that. No. It's just sometimes there are things that come through and you're like, oh, yeah, I know that. I get that. It makes total sense to me. So these are things that happen through intuition, not through learning, the activity of learning in the world of form, in the world of circumstance, in the world of our stuff. And it's not because someone told you, but just because you knew. When we are immersed in the energy of love, that being the answer, we open ourselves up more to the intuitive knower within each and every one of us, and it flows more easily. It just flows more easily. So we express the idea of just knowing, we call it intuition. So where does intuition come from? I've already given you the answer, right? Here's the deal. If we are all part of a universal mind and completely immersed in it, not separate from it, then the intuitive knowing comes from the universal. We just recognize it as something that's come through us. Now, here's why this concept of the universal mind gets a little tricky for people sometimes. Remember I said I was going to tell you why it's a little tricky. Because we perceive ourselves as separate from it. We perceive ourselves as separate from it. And that's when everything goes awry. Ugh. Last week, I was perceiving myself as separate from the universal, thinking that I had to take, and I'm very clear now. It's like I got to take charge and make everything happen for this wedding that oh my God, it's next week. No, I'm really excited. But I am so excited. But like there was that part of me that was like, I got to take charge and everything's got to be perfect because he's going to kill me if it's not. And that's really, in addition to everything else I talked about last week, I was out of alignment with the universal, and so what happens is I go out of alignment. The physical body is a reflection of the mental world. The physical body is a reflection of mind. And so when we align ourselves with the deepest mentality of love and light, everything aligns in the body as well. And so that is why I can stand up here and say, I'm 100% healed. 100% healed. So we individualize this mind and perceive it as our own, right? We perceive it as our own, as something separate. And that is the cause of trouble. That is the cause of trouble, when we perceive ourselves as separate from. Our perception of being separate, I'm making a grand statement here. Our perception of being separate is the sole cause of every problem we have ever experienced in our life. Anything that you have ever experienced as a problem in life has come through you as an expression of feeling that you are separate from. And if you look at what you perceive as the problems in your life, I guarantee you, if you need to work with a practitioner, you can do this, or work with a minister, you can do this. We can trace it back to where there was a belief in separation. And in all the work that practitioners and ministers do when we're working with people one-on-one, which we do, a lot of people, I don't know if you know this, we do work with people one-on-one. If there's something that's happening in your life, contact a practitioner, contact a minister. We can work with you to put life back in alignment. 99% of what we do is to look for what is the divinity in the situation. What is that thing in a situation that we can now align with and understand that it is part of the whole, and we are not separate from it. Our perception of being separate is the sole cause of problems. It is only when we give our power away, when we forget who we are, that we experience things we may not prefer. When we give our power away, when you give your power away, get ready. Get ready for something you may not want to experience. This idea actually came up perfectly because there is only one mind. Everything is in alignment this week for the deepest understanding and the expression of this. This idea actually came up in our Prosperity Plus class on Wednesday night. And those of you who are in the class, you will probably recognize the title of the talk today, Dancing with Delilah. And there's a reason that I called it Dancing with Delilah. First of all, it's just a lovely turn of phrase, Dancing with Delilah, right? But it's not necessarily what you think it is. So in Prosperity Plus class this week, the video that we watched, which is Mary Morrissey. Do you need something? Oh, okay. I won't tell anybody. Nobody sees you. So part of what Prosperity Plus class is we watch the video of Mary Morrissey, who is the teacher of the class, and she goes through a lesson, and the video is about an hour long, and then we have a class discussion around what it is that we've been watching. Anyway, she utilizes Bible stories within this class, and it's very apropos. First of all, the understanding that we take with our relationship as a faith tradition to the Bible is that the Bible represents the journey of life. It is a parable. It is not meant to be taken literally. It is all metaphor. And when we approach it from that perspective, then what we begin to understand is this, that from Genesis to Revelation, every single story in the Bible represents our development at some point in our lives. Okay? So if you look at the story of Lot and Sodom, that's an expression of one aspect of the individual life. What she talked about this week was the story of Samson and Delilah. So, she talked about Samson being this infinitely strong individual who was strong enough to by himself, stop the Philistine army, right? Samson is representative of that innate strength which is within each and every one of us. We have this innate strength. It's what I've been talking about. It is that deepest understanding of our connection to the whole. That is our innate strength. That is where it comes from, okay? This is our nature, and our innate strength is stronger than any condition in the world. Really want you to hear that. Our innate strength is stronger than any condition in the world. Now, when we awaken to it and live from that perspective, our life changes. Our life changes when we're truly awakened to that. Now, Mary Morrissey also talked about this idea, that his strength is in his hair, right? You all know the story of Samson and Delilah, right? He had the hair, that's where the source of his strength was, right? Now, she says his strength being in his hair is counterintuitive. Don't you think that that's counterintuitive? How many of you think that your strength is in your hair? Stephen believes his strength is in his hair. No, but let's face it, like the idea of your strength being in your hair, that's counterintuitive. It's a little crazy, right? But here's what it means. Our inner strength has nothing to do with what we have done or not done in our lives. It has nothing to do with anything in the world of form, the world of condition, the world of circumstance. It is our very nature. He didn't have to do anything to have the source of his strength be in his hair. He didn't have to do anything. It just is who he is. So, he is stopping the Philistine army, and they have this idea, oh, wait, we have this very sexy woman, Delilah. Yeah, they're saying it's a sexy name. Delilah is a very sexy name. And they're like, oh, well, let's send Delilah in. Let's send Delilah in and see what happens, right? So, Delilah is the temptress. Delilah is the thing in the world of condition, the world of form, that thing out there that looks so shiny and bright and new and exciting. And it takes us away from that deepest understanding of our inner strength. See how this all plays out? She intoxicates him. Delilah intoxicates him. And he ultimately admits the nature of his strength is in his hair. And so, he has now given control of himself over to the circumstances. If she represents the circumstances, if she represents the conditions in life, the minute we give control to something outside of ourselves, that now has the ability to control us. And so she says, come on, cut his hair. He falls asleep. They cut his hair, and he loses his strength because he is given over to something outside the self. When we give our power over, when we dance with the circumstances, that's dancing with Delilah. See, dancing with Delilah is not such a good thing. When we're dancing with Delilah, oh, everything feels so great. Yes, it does feel so great. And oh, wait, no, I've completely forgotten who I am. I've now lost my inner strength. That's when things go south and continue to go south and continue to go south. How many of us have ever, this is a rhetorical question. How many of us have ever found ourselves in that spiral of shame? Some of you wanted to answer. It was a rhetorical question. How many of us have ever found ourselves in that spiral of shame where it seems like we cannot pull ourselves up above whatever it is we're experiencing, and we just keep beating ourselves up and beating ourselves up and beating ourselves up and beating ourselves up, and we begin to believe, here's the trick, we begin to believe that the thing out there is the power. It's not the power. You're the power. If you want to turn that around, stop dancing with Delilah and start dancing with the divine. Stop dancing with Delilah. Start dancing with the divine. Dancing with Delilah indicates that you are giving in to doubt and worry and all of those things. Dancing with the divine is about aligning ourselves with the deepest understanding of that intuitive nature flowing through us that is grounded in the idea of love. Ultimately, the story also is a parable about not paying attention. It's about not paying attention, right? What happens when Samson stops paying attention? He says, oh yeah, the power is in my hair. Clip, clip, clip. Oh, I wasn't paying attention, and now I have no power. It's very subtle. We can give our power over so quickly and easily and not even realize we're doing it. I will do a recall back to my back. I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't paying attention to what was really happening in some aspects of my life. And so I went out of alignment, and everything went out of alignment. The minute I brought myself back to attention, everything realigned. And some people would look at that and say, oh my gosh, it's a miracle. Because I'll tell you, there was this little part of me. I did a show on Friday night, and early in the week, I thought to myself, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this show, so I better get my mind in order real fast, because I knew what I had to do in that show, which was a particular song from a particular show, and it's very enthusiastic, because I'm not known for being enthusiastic at all. There's a lot of movement, it's like I'm singing to my, and I didn't, at the beginning of the week, I didn't know if I was going to do it, so I said, you know what, I'm dealing with this. I'm getting myself into alignment, and the first place it begins is in mind. And that's what I did. And so, by Friday, that was it. I was able to do what I needed to do perfectly. Perfectly. And then some, thank you. When we're paying attention, when we pay attention, we're dancing with the divine. So, we can always, always, always tap in. There is always an answer. There's always an answer. How do we do this? One idea that I'm going to offer today in how we tap in is really in this. I'm wrapping it up now, okay? So when we pay attention, we begin to truly engage in the law of attraction, right? Our experience of life is the experience of attraction. The law of attraction means everything around us is a reflection of what's happening in our mind. Everything. And it goes to that kind of thing we say jokingly in a lot of classes, like, you want to know what's happening in your mind? Take a look at your life. Because your mind is the reflection of what's happening in your mind. The mind is a reflection, no, the stuff. Sometimes I just got to slow myself down. And I'm sure you would all appreciate that as well. The circumstances of your life are a direct reflection of what's happening in your mind. We draw to ourselves that which is in our mind, both above and below the level of awareness. So we can actively engage it at the level of awareness and draw into our lives exactly what it is we would like. But it's also happening below the level of awareness, at that subconscious level, okay? So, don't be afraid to look at life. Do not be afraid to look at life. There's a wildly misquoted, misunderstood quote in The Science of Mind and Spirit, the book by Ernest Holmes, that we use as the basis for our teaching. Because a lot of people don't utilize the quote in its entirety. They all just say, turn away from the condition. I'm going to turn away from the condition, right? And they think that that's living a spiritual life. No, we need to face the condition. We need to understand the condition. We need to look at the condition. We need to look at life so that we can come to that place of understanding. I recognize this as the condition, and now it gives me the tools, it gives me the power, it gives me the understanding of what I can do about the condition, because that condition only showed up as the result of what was happening in my mind. And mind is more than the intellect. Mind is also the heart. So whatever is happening in the infinite mind by means of each and every one of us is what's showing up as the condition. So sometimes we need to look at the condition to say, all right, I see you. I see you. I see it. I recognize it. I understand it. And now it gives me the deepest understanding of power that is inherent, because I know that if it is my mind that created that, it is my individualization of mind that can change that. So don't be afraid to look at life and make the decisions you need to make for your highest good. Never be afraid. Never be afraid. This reflection of what we are attracting shows up, right? It shows up as people in our life. Oh, that's depressing. I mean, I got to deal with people now, too. I thought I was just dealing with the stuff, but people? Friends, family, all of our relationships, they are all reflections of what's happening in our mind. Every relationship you have is a reflection of what's happening in your mind. God. Ugh. And here's the question. As an individual expression of this infinite divine mind, what wisdom, we're doing this again? All right, no worries. That's all good. I'm ignoring you. I'm really not, but it's okay. So if every relationship that we have with other individualized aspects of this universal mind is a reflection of what's happening in your mind, first of all, take a look at what you're attracting into your life, determine if you would like to have it or not, and if you would not like to have it, then change your mind, and that will drift away from you. Because the law of attraction works in both ways. It's a magnetic thing, right? You can either attract to yourself or also repel from you that which you are unlike. So be the love, and you will attract anything that, or you will repel anything that is unlike that. So, what wisdom might you be imparting to these beautiful reflections in life that you might not be living yourself? Because that's the big one. You know how easy it is to give advice and not follow your own advice. First of all, stop giving advice. Unless it is specifically asked for, no one asked you. Seriously, unless it is specifically asked for, no one asked you. But we think that people are asking for our advice all the time. One of the things I warn all the practitioners when I'm training them is to say, we do not give advice. If you're looking for advice in a treatment session with a practitioner, we are not giving you advice. If you're looking for advice in a ministerial session, we're at liberty to give some level of advice, but I don't give advice. It's not my place. I really don't believe that my advice is going to do anything for you. What will do something for you is for us to work towards the realization of wholeness and alignment with the love that you already are. And that does not require any advice. But once you come into alignment with it, it all flows perfectly. So, if you are imparting advice to anyone, if you do find yourself doing that, here is what I will ask you to start doing. Recognize first and foremost that it is a reflection of that divine nature within you that knows exactly what to do. Are you listening to it? Are you listening to it? Doesn't matter if the other person is listening to it. Are you listening to it? Are you heeding its wisdom? Are you dancing with it? Are you dancing with it? Because if we are attracting to ourselves what it is that is happening in our mind, then those people that are the reflections that we don't like are what's happening in our mind. And when we're giving them advice about how to be, it's really about us. 100%. 100%. Your mind is an aspect, it is an expression, it is an individualization of a universal and infinite mind. Let us all commit today, right here and right now, let us all commit today to spend every waking moment allowing ourselves to dance with the divine. Tap into your intuitive knower, and life gets better. And isn't that what we're here for? Yeah, life getting better. What was your, here, I've got it right here. I want to actually utilize your affirmation again to kind of wrap this up. So I will repeat it for you. It is on your song sheet if you want to look at it. But it is this: I believe and trust my desires. Yes, yes, yes. And what I would like is I want us all to engage in this from that feeling place of enthusiasm. You ready? Oh, that was, come on. Yes. Are you ready? Yes. All right, here we go. I believe and trust my desires. Yes, yes, yes. One more time. I believe and trust my desires. Yes, yes, yes. And so it is. The poor band didn't know what to do with me this morning because I came in with so much energy. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do the, we're going to do, here's what we're going to do. We're going to, I'm going to explain the birthday Sunday, the birthday anniversary Sunday. Hey, Brendan. I'm using this mic now. I'm going to explain the birthday anniversary. There we go. The birthday anniversary Sunday. Here's what we do. So if you are celebrating a birthday or an anniversary during the month of October, you will probably have been asked and you will have filled out a ballot as you are walking in. That ballot has your name and the name of a registered charity in Canada. What we do is we'll do a draw now, and whomever wins the draw, I know, it's like, I actually am pretty good at grammar most of the time. Whomever wins the draw, we will donate a portion of last month's entire donation pot to this particular charity. So that's the way we celebrate you, and we celebrate you, celebrate the charities in the world, and offer our good work into this world. So we're going to sing, and then we're going to do this draw. If there's anyone who has not filled out a ballot and you are celebrating a birthday or an anniversary during the month of October, this is your last chance. Let's sing.
1, 2, 3. You say it's your birthday. It's my birthday too, yeah. They say it's your birthday. We're gonna have a good time. I'm glad it's your birthday. Happy anniversary to ya.
All right. Okay, Carmen, are you celebrating this month? You're not. Come on up. Neither are your cats. You know what's crazy? This time next year, I'll be able to put my name in the draw. Come on up. Who is the winner?
Dino Raponi. Hey, thanks, Dino. The Canadian Registered Charities, the Center for Spiritual Living, Toronto.
Grateful, grateful, grateful. I'm going to invite you to take out whatever it is you're offering the center in terms of a financial contribution today, your gift, your tithe, your investment, whatever you choose to call it, however you choose to express it, whatever it is that flows through you that says, yes, this is a place that I would like to support. This is like the joke of the century for me now. I'm going to invite you to hold that thing, whatever it is, this reflection of the love, this reflection of the divinity in your hand. And if it is a step-up card because you're part of our pre-authorized giving program, hold it and honor it and know what it is. It is simply the flow in form. It is a reflection of what is happening in our minds. And as we give, so we receive. It is a perfect, perfect, harmonious expression of love. Let's concretize this by saying together the divine givingness affirmation, which is on your song sheet. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that spirit is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of my spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so I invite everyone who's online to give into the giving as well. And we're going to sing the song, God is My Source, as the baskets go around. 1, 2, 3.
my source. Faith is my power. Faith gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Faith gives me everything I need. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need.
Please join me in sharing a blessing for this amazing gift of donation for support in the center. For a blessing is a recognition of the giving and receiving of the divine at the same time. And so since each of us is a portion of the divine, we simply say thank you for these abundant gifts. And we simply allow this to be so, and together we say, and so it is.
Love is my source. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Love gives me everything I need.
Thank you so much. All right, there are a couple of things I want to let you know that are happening around at the center. First of all, there's a class that is starting this week. Working with a Law starts this week on Thursday night. It is being facilitated by Reverend Helen Vello, and begins Thursday night, 7 to 9:30. It is a 7-week course. If you are interested in becoming a practitioner at some point, this is an accredited course. This would count as one of your prerequisites to be admitted into the Practitioner Studies program. So that's starting on Thursday night. You can sign up in the bookstore. You can sign up online as well. We have a workshop that is coming up 2 weeks from today. We will have a guest in service from Calgary, Reverend Nadine Rogers, and she is giving a workshop called Mask Consciousness. That's on Sunday, October 16th, 1 to 4, and sign up for that is also in the store, also online. We continue meditation practice every Wednesday night, 6 p.m., free. Come join us for meditation. It is a beautiful, joyful, exquisite experience. We are, actually, Sonia, you're here. Yay! So Sonia is here. She's been living in Egypt for 4 years, and she's joining us today. She has moved back to Canada for the moment. Who knows where you'll be next week? But she has moved away from Egypt. But one of the things she offered is to do what we're calling the season of gratitude, daily meditations of thankfulness. How this is going to work, it's very simple. It's very simple. Like our Facebook page, first and foremost. When you like our Facebook page, you will then begin to receive notifications when we post something on there. Every single day, from Canadian Thanksgiving to US Thanksgiving, Sonia is going to come and do some live video. Live? Yes, live, she's saying yes. Live video meditations on Facebook for you to enjoy. Totally free. It's totally free. And you get to just have the experience of Sonia in your living room, on your computer. I was going to say in your bed, but that's a whole other show. But all you have to do for that is simply like our Facebook page or check out our Facebook page every single day from Canadian Thanksgiving to US Thanksgiving. Are you going to talk about the auction? Yeah, come on up and talk about the auction. I don't know who's talking about the auction. All right, Karen Geraldo, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. I just wanted to let you know that we have our second silent auction event, online event coming up. If you have anything that you'd like to donate or suggest to me, please. We have a good list so far, but I am looking forward to some more ideas. And anybody who knits or crochets, those are always great items for Christmas. Yeah, well, I was going to ask you, but I figured you were getting married, so not to bother you right now. Okay, so you're on my list, Jonathan. It's from the 16th until the 30th. And we're going to have the same idea where you'll see the pictures of the items outside in the hallway, and you'll have online as well to be able to check it out. Okay?
Yeah.
And bid online.
The auction's completely online. So all of the bids are happening online. We're not doing any live bidding here. Basically set up like a silent auction, but you engage with it through your web browser. It's super easy. It's super fun. And the last one was a great success for us, and I trust this one's going to be a great success for us as well.
I believe so.
There's going to be great stuff also, because think about it. The holidays are coming up. If you want some Christmas gifts, there's going to be some great stuff for Christmas. So take a look at that. Starting the 16th of October, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you, Karen.
For your time.
Yay! 2 weeks from today that begins, and we'll keep the auction live and open for 2 weeks, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, we did it for a week last time. We're doing it for 2 weeks this time. All right, anything I have forgotten? No, perfect. Actually, there is something I've forgotten. I don't know if you know that I'm getting married next week.
You don't say.
I am getting married next week. The great news about that is this. Next week, we actually, I'm not going to be giving a talk in next week's service because I'm getting married on Saturday. We're going to party into the night. And even though I did go up and say, let me do something during service, I got a resounding no from everyone I asked. I'm not allowed to do anything. But I will be here participating by sitting with you and experiencing the brilliance of Reverend Helen Vallow and Reverend James Mellon, who will both be speaking next week. So, we have special speakers next week. That's what I wanted to tell you about. Take a breath. Let us relax into this moment with the deepest understanding of who we are. We are that universal mind individualized. We are universal love individualized. We are the power of creation individualized. This is flowing through us. It is coursing through our veins. There's absolutely no separation from it. There is only love, right here and right now. Breathe into this. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. Repeat that all. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. You are love. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. When should you do it? Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Don't delay. Do it now. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. And so I take this time right in this very moment to align myself in that deepest understanding that there is only one power, one presence, one infinite creative resource. Everything that exists is a part of this universal whole. Every single one of us is a part of this universal whole. Every single person we experience and touch in this world is a part of this universal whole. There is only love, the creative force.
Everything that exists is born of love. And so I align myself in this moment, and I invite each and every one of us to do the same, to align ourselves in this moment with that deepest expression of the intuitive nature of the divine coursing through us, flowing through us, always, always, always being the point of view from which we approach life, trusting that everything that we attract into our life is the reflection of this beauty, this love, this infinite nature. And the more we do this, the more we step into this, the more we experience this, the more it is experienced in the world. We draw to ourselves the love. We attract to ourselves the love. Every single person we encounter is a perfect embodiment of this love. I live this, I trust this, and I know this. From this moment forward, this is the course of life for each and every one of us. It is with this understanding that I live in eternal gratitude for this teaching, for this understanding, and for this alignment. I am in gratitude for all that is, trusting that life just unfolds better and better and better and better all the time. For it does so with the alignment we all share in the universal whole. I live in gratitude for this experience today, everything that came together, coalesced perfectly, the entire universe coming together for this moment, and this moment, and this moment. I'm grateful for everyone who stepped up in service today. Karen and Linda, our board members on duty today, I am in deep gratitude. I'm grateful for Margaret Ann, our greeter, Chris in the bookstore. Grateful for Lori and Carol for setting up, Mira for cleaning up. Grateful for Brendan on our sound, Jim on our webcast. Grateful for Pierre Gautreau, the entire Queen Street Band, living in deep gratitude for all they bring every single week in inspiring us through music. I am so grateful for the brilliance of our practitioner intern, Jackie Van Mels, and her glorious meditation this morning. And I am in deep gratitude for the inspiration and the light from Carmen Noseworthy this morning. And so it is in gratitude that I simply relax into the arms of love, giving over, breathing, living, and loving. I release this word to the immutable law that says, yes, it is done. Exactly as it has been stated, it is so. And together we say, and so it is. Do it now. Here we go. Do it now. 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 Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. Awesome. We're going to kick it out into the street today with Just the Way You Are. You guys ready? Yep. Here we go. Feel free to get up and dance. Sing it, Pierre.
Oh, your eyes make the stars look like they're not shining. Your hair falls perfectly without you trying. You're so beautiful, you should say that every day. Oh, you know know I'd never ask you to change. If perfect's what you're searching for, just stay the same. Don't even bother asking if you look okay. You know I'll say when I see your face, it's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while, 'cause you're amazing just the way you are. There's not a thing that I would change, 'cause you're amazing just the way you are. When you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while, 'cause you're amazing just the way